Welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I love that we have the whole world here, all combining and joining and learning together, which I really love. So, welcome to our Thursday Advanced Trainings. My name is Petra. If you are new here, welcome. We are welcoming anyone that wants to learn and expand and grow and heal themselves and learn about themselves, because this is my personal view and my personal experience, but that is the most beautiful and the most amazing and potent experience that we could have on this beautiful planet. Good evening to you. Today we have a big topic, something that it goes to the roots. And before we go, let me do the housekeeping for everyone so we can share the slides and everybody can understand me. So I'm just going to start sharing. Where are you? Plum, 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 plum. Okay, so welcome to our holistic cellular health with Healy. And we're going to look at why that is so important and why you want to do this and all of the nitty and gritty today. But before we do, if you do not understand English, please use our beautiful app called Wordly. Now, all you have to do is either download the app, scan the QR code, whatever you would like to, and just choose a language that you would like this app to translate into, so your language, and literally click attend. So you're going to have an app on your phone and me on your computer, so you can actually hear me. And if that happens to be both on the same thing, even better. But this is the only way that we can get you to understand. We have few languages in Zoom, but not all of them, so this is actually your backup. And as always, when we are doing our housekeeping, we know that current science, the way it is, the Western science, the Western medicine, does not acknowledge the existence of the information field, the analysis of it, harmonization of it, or other importance due to lack of scientific evidence. This does not mean that this does not work. It's just that we don't have devices yet that are scientifically or proven or accepted in this community. So unfortunately, we are not there yet. But make sure that everything that we do here, it is taken as in educational purposes. This is my knowledge, my experience, sharing around healing devices with you, around my own healing and my own journey. And of course, make sure that you take personal responsibility for things that you do in your own life. I am not a doctor, so I can't advise you anything on medical conditions. Make sure you have practitioners that actually can help you and support you along that way. So I can't and I will not be answering medical questions. And of course, as always, although we love these beautiful devices, Healy and Mag Healy's, they literally became a part of my personal life, daily life. We must understand that they are not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition. They're wellness devices. They're here to support you and actually support the body to come back to balance. And when the body is in balance, everything else falls away. And of course, that's a journey of self-discovery. So, to the topic. Today, as you know, we have cellular health. My question to you before we dive in is, what do you think is the number one factor that determines your overall health at the cellular level? So pop that into the comments. Hola, hola from Spain. Beautiful, welcome. So pop it in the comments in the chat. Would love to know, what do you think is the number one factor that actually determines your overall health at the cellular level? Energy, vitality. Thank you for the fan. Petra, my favorite trainer. I love you all. Energy, your immune system, energy, cell potential. nutrition, mitochondria, okay, balanced vibration, perfect health, okay, perfect health. That's an interesting one. How do you get there? Immunity of mind, body, and soul, okay. Vibration, cell membrane potential, mitochondria, ATP generation. Correct. Okay, here we go. It is cellular energy ATP production. So we have these little things, factories in our cells, and every function in the body sorry, let me just, my Zoom is moving things around. Just gonna pop this here. Sorry, organizing this stuff. Okay, so every function in the body, either detoxification, repair, regeneration, immune defense, even emotional balance, actually relies specifically on your cell having enough energy. And we need energy to what? The cell needs energy to actually perform optimally. So if there's not enough energy, the cell can't do any processes. Yeah. So who makes the energy? It's the mitochondria in the cell. We're going to look at the cell, so I'm going to show you where that is. But the mitochondria in the cell, which are like little factories, yeah, they're like powerhouses, yeah, or lighthouses, powerhouses. They create this beautiful electricity that's not only important as energy, but it's also important as information. Yeah. So it literally has dual function, and we're going to look at that later on today. And when it produces ATP, ATP being short as for adenosine triphosphate, yeah, you don't have to remember that, yeah, but it's ATP. It's a molecule that actually is needed for energy in the cell. It is energy in the cell, transferring the energy, which actually fuels. So that ATP molecule fuels these processes. So for any exchange, so for cells to communicate, to exchange, either waste or nutrients or, minerals or whatever it is, we need energy. So for anything to happen within the cell and outside of the cell, we need energy. So if there's no energy, the cells don't do anything. Yeah, so that's the most important thing. So why is ATP so important? Because when we have low ATP in the cell, or a low ATP production in the cell, and that could happen from either stress, toxins, poor nutrition, either EMF exposures, so the zigzag frequencies, the ones from mobile phones and from Wi-Fi's, from TVs, from any electricity devices that you have at home. But lately, mobile phones, Wi-Fi's have been quite intense for our bodies. And the more we have, the more devices we have, the more EMF fields we are exposed to. And even aging. Yeah, so when our body goes through cellular changes, but majority of it is stress, toxins, and nutrition, which actually influence our cells and the energy within the cell. Where was I? I lost the train of thought. Yeah, okay, so the ATP production, if it's low because of all of that, our cellular health declines. And if our cellular health declines, what happens? Our cells start dying. And if one cell is dying and a lot of other cells are dying, then the communication is not, efficient. Then the body doesn't know really what to do. Then we get more and more out of balance, and we get fatigue, and we get inflammation, and we get weakened immune system, and we get chronic disease. So anything that you would like to shift and change within your body health-wise starts within the cell. And it starts within the cell of first energy, and then how are your cells communicating? And that depends on the energy, the electricity that is produced in the mitochondria. And this is where Healy comes in. Healy is, sorry for this, but it's freaking amazing. Yeah. It really is. And not only the microcurrent, yeah, yes, of course, Healy plays a crucial role in microcurrent, which actually helps with production of ATP, but also with frequencies like resonance frequencies. And we're going to look at later on why. And they both support the ATP production, and they also support the cellular communication and the protein synthesis, which happens through the ATP production. Which protein means it's a building block of every cell, means that if we don't have enough protein, we actually can't build new cells, we can't regenerate. Yes, and if we don't have enough energy, we can't do anything. So make sure that this is a foundation. So if you don't have enough energy within the cell, and if you are still having stress, toxic and chronic relationships, things that are putting you under stress, you are literally ingesting toxins from everywhere today. This is really hard to actually eliminate. You are stressing your cells and you're lowering your ATP. So with that, Healy also helps with communication between the cells, and that is what we want. And it not only helps through microcurrent, but also through resonance. So we are targeting that through different levels. And that all of it, not just one, all of it helps restore our balance on different levels. Okay? So let's look at our beautiful cell. And what is cellular health? So we can actually understand what happens. So cells, as we know, are the building blocks of life. And they need protein and they need minerals and they need specific nutrients to actually be happy. Yeah. But cellular health, so how do we keep them happy? Literal cellular health is how do we keep our cells happy? Yeah. It literally refers to the optimal functioning of our cells. Yeah. So are your cells dancing within your body or are they sleeping? Yeah, not moving. Are they couch potatoes? Yeah. So you need to ask yourself how you're feeling. And all of that can be looked at through energy production, repair, communication, and detoxification. So those are the areas we need to actually be aware of when we're looking at repairing or healing or supporting, regenerating our cells. So which are the key components? The first one is mitochondria, which is this little beautiful pink, of course they're pink. Kidding, this is just the color. Mitochondria is little beautiful powerhouses, yeah. They make this beautiful electricity within a cell. And the cell membrane, which is literally fat, yeah, it's fat, it's nothing else, it's fat and protein. And it's really important to have fat soluble vitamins within our diet because otherwise they can't really feed our cells. Yeah, we need to think of that. And cell membrane, which is voltage for cellular activity. So cells have voltage. We're going to look at that and why that is important. But cells are important for communication. Yes, so cell membranes are important for communication. It's like, think of it as our little bubble of bioenergetic field around us. Yeah, the cell has this little beautiful membrane that is her bioenergetic field that helps to communicate with other cells and what's happening within. And intercellular communication is how cells talk. And remember, every cell has a bioenergetic field, and we can actually see it on blood. How do you call them? Forgot about the word. When you look at the blood on microscope, and you can see it on the screen, you can see sometimes cells glow. Yeah, so we all glow. We are like glowing in the dark mushrooms. Magic, maybe. But this is what every cell literally has a bioenergetic field, and the bioenergetic field feeds into our bioenergetic field. It's all connected. Yeah, so we're not separate. So make sure that you understand that all of these are part of your beautiful cell. And of course, you have all these other things in there that right now we're not going to look at. So we're not going to do the science deep into the cell. But it's really important to understand that cell is the most important foundation of your health and happiness as well. Oh, wait. Yeah. So if you don't know, we do have about 70 trillion, which is 70 million cells within our body, and every organ in your body. So that's quite a big community, yeah? And you can talk to the cells, and the cells can listen and they can respond. And it's something that, quantum science is now proving. I literally watched a video today, which is really fascinating. I was watching a video, it was a new video, similar to ones that I found before, but it was a new video of a tumor on, I think it was bladder. I think it was bladder tumor. And they were looking at the ultrasound and everything, and they were looking at how sound and talking to the cells through vibration actually shifted and changed that tumor instantly on the screen to be gone and vanished. So we need to understand that we are entering a space where sound, frequency, vibration is going to change our freaking world. And we don't even understand how powerful we are. Healy, it's literally a bridge. It's a bridge to help us enter this world and to help us understand how we work and to help us understand our full power and our full potential. And cells are the building blocks and the foundation of that because they are intelligent. Yeah, like heart is its own intelligence, brain is its own intelligence, and fascia is its own intelligence because cells are also their own intelligence. And of course, we need to take care of ourselves. And we need to look at how we need to keep them happy. So how do we keep them happy? So let's look at what really is important in a cell. So cellular health is important for many reasons. But if we have poor cellular function, poor cellular function in a body, it leads to fatigue and low energy. It also leads to chronic inflammation in the body. It leads to poor detoxification, so you keep toxins in the body. It also leads to increased risk of disease. And the longer you live it in your body, the bigger outcomes of poor cellular health you will have and see and experience. But what about if our cells are happy and we have a strong cellular health? Well, then we have higher energy, we have mental clarity, we have better immunity and faster recovery. And we also have anti-aging effect on our body, especially on the skin. And of course, longevity benefits because we can regenerate our organs. Yeah, we can become a new person every 7 years. Every system in your body, either immune, nervous, digestive, relies on healthy cells. Without that, if you want to heal, if you don't have a strong immune system, it's going to take you forever. Yeah, and that's why it's so important to take care of you. So what does it impact? It impacts your energy levels, brings you fatigue. It influences your resilience. Healthy cell literally repairs faster. And it also resists stress. So that means that it's not going to start aging. Yeah, so see this one here? This is healthy and this is aging. This is the first step towards disease, meaning your body goes into out of balance. Aging is cellular decline. It's where the cellular decline literally accelerates. This is not when you look at the cell, it can actually happen really fast when you look at the cell. When the cell doesn't have enough voltage and energy, it can happen really fast that the cell starts dying because the body will clean out anything that does not work properly. And long term, it will start attacking itself because there's too many cells that are not healthy. So it will try to clean out things out of your body because that's how your body wants to protect you. Remember, your body always, always wants to protect you. And also your well-being. This is your emotional balance, your mental balance. And balanced cells, happy cells, yeah, dancing cells, means balanced emotions and also mental clarity. So if something is missing, first you need to look at the voltage and the energy so you will have enough in the foundation so you can start repairing and then looking at the minerals and diet and everything else. So let's look at the biological part of the cell so we understand what happens when we're looking at the voltage. So we know that your cells are like tiny little factories, yeah, making all this energy, and your mitochondria is the one that's the factory, and they're the engines that are producing this ATP, the energy part, which is literally your body's currency. So think of your energy within the cell that's produced, that's also being now transferred to the magnetic or bioenergetic field. It is your currency. So when, for example, if the ones that call themselves empaths or relate to that, and when you're feeling other people, you don't have strong boundaries, and you're losing your energy, you're literally not losing just energy, you're losing the ATP energy out of your cell physically as well. So be aware of that influences every cell in your body when you're feeling things through your bioenergetic field. So it doesn't just go physically, it goes physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically through the entire auric or bioenergetic field. So it connects all of them. Yeah. So because I had this conversation a month ago with someone, and they were like, "Oh, so that affects the body." Yeah, long term affects the body. It's the instantaneous connection. So when we use Healy microcurrents, which have been shown, which are actually really ultra low electrical pulses, yeah. So I think it was Carolyn McMaken that actually explained that 50 to 500 microamps increases the ATP production up to 500% of the either frequency specific microcurrent or microcurrent. Because I know anything over 1,000 microamps actually drops the cell's energy instead of going up. So we need to be really mindful. That's why Healy has microcurrents, because they are in that range that actually produce and amplifies the production of energy. And when I have people asking me the difference between, the TENS machine, which is one direction current, we need to understand that the microcurrent that Healy uses and TENS machine is the I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but it's higher. So it's over 1,000 microamps, meaning that long term, it can actually reduce the health of the cell, although it actually supports the discomfort in that moment, but it does not contribute to the health of the cell long term. That's why Healy is such an important part of our support of our cellular health, because it literally helps the cell to regenerate and helps to communicate with others. And when we look at the cell, the 500% increase is with the microcurrent, but also it can relate to, like I have experienced that with resonance as well, especially for me lately with Mag Healy. I find that I get better results with Mag Healy sometimes than with resonance with certain things, and vice versa with the resonance with Healy. So we need to understand that Healy and Mag Healy, like Healy resonance and Mag Healy, which is quantum frequency, they work on a bioenergetic field and a structured water, where microcurrent is working on the cell and the factory, which is the mitochondria. Yeah. So it's literally charging. Microcurrent is like a battery. It's charging the cell, and the resonance of the Mag Healy are literally lowering the stress in the field to lower the stress on the cell, so the communication can happen more smoothly. Hope I explained that correctly. So everybody understands it. So that's why Healy is such an important thing. And when we look at the voltage in the cell, every voltage, so every membrane, it's like a battery. So you have a minus 70 millivolts that power every single cell, that actually powers all the processes that need to happen, meaning nutrients uptake, and waste removal. Because we need to understand that cell is a factory, so it does things inside of it. And then when new nutrients come in, they need to pass the cell membrane, and the waste needs to get out of the cell, right? Because the cell produces things, it moves things around because it needs to communicate. So for that exchange, we need to actually have energy. That's why this is so important. And if we don't have it, then what happens is the toxins and the waste start to actually sit within the cell, and we can't detox properly. And that means that the cell starts aging, we get inflammation, and then things go downhill from there. Yeah. And then we can start seeing things on a physical level where our body is literally deteriorating. Okay, so that's enough of the science, of the specifics. So let's look at how Healy actually supports cellular health. So we know on a biological level, we know that it supports it through ATP production, cellular communication, detoxification, and balancing the body, and also harmonizing the bioenergetic field through resonance and Healy, which reduces cellular stress. What about energetic interaction? So we have energetic space and energetic perception of this as well, because cells are energy, right? And we all exist in energy in quantum field. So our frequency as information, for example, this is meaning the resonance or the Healy, yeah? So frequency is information, and it's beyond electricity within the cell. So when we combine electricity and the information, we get, well, a beautiful couple that, fits perfectly, which means it's a beautiful combination. And we know that Healy has specific frequencies combined in programs specifically designed to actually impact specific things in the body. And think of them as instructions. So cells are literally receiving instructions from the field, and they are responding to those instructions. And they're really simple instructions where cells respond to frequency. And that's what resonance and Healy does. And that reduces the cellular stress from the energetic part. And of course, that's also bioenergetic field. And it's literally subtle energy. Yeah, subtle energy that actually is connecting to your cell where literally the communication happens. So if your bioenergetic field is stressed, then every cell in your body will have a challenge communicating between each other, because they will feel the same stress as your bioenergetic field. That also means that if you don't have great energetic boundaries and you're leaking energy, your cells will feel it as well. So make sure that you are looking that you have great space, your home, yeah, great boundaries, so you can start healing from within. You can start, for example, the foundations for bioenergetic field, gold cycles and resonance for me are great to actually just look at the systematic approaches to help cellular health, to balance bioenergetic fields, and combining that together with the microcurrent, which is the biological approach, and the energetic approach, and like a tuning fork, yeah, you'll get the best results. And this is where vitality and literally clarity comes through. So if you're not using both of them together, I would really recommend you to start combining these two. Okay, let's look at how to optimize Healy for holistic cellular health. So we look at holistic approaches, yeah? So we don't want to cut anything. We want to look at the body as something that is working as one. And our holistic approach is combining programs that Healy offers. Our intention, because we need that, no matter what, if you're using microcurrent or if you're using resonance or if you're using Healy, make sure that you have a clear intention of why you're doing that. And then lifestyle changes. So if you're not going to change anything in your life, I am so sorry, but it's like throwing dirt to the wall and hoping it sticks. Yeah. or praying for something that drops out of the sky. You need to make actions and behavior changes, because if you think that things that got you to where you are right now are going to get you out, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not going to happen. Yeah. So in order for you to actually have a different outcome, you need to change the approach, and you need to change your behavior, you need to change your actions. But let's look at Healy and how you can actually support yourself. So the most important things to look at to actually start optimizing your cellular health, your cells, so to make your cells happy, are 5 areas. Yeah. Energy and ATP production, which is literally making your mitochondria happy and clamping, yeah, while dancing and making all that energy. Cellular detox and cleansing. So detox of your cells is so important, especially today with all these toxins everywhere. Cellular repair and regeneration. So first we need to actually create the energy, then we need to clean out the waste and the gunk, and then we need to repair the cells. Yeah, so they can actually have proper communication and they can divide properly, so we can actually start regenerating. And then we need to literally lower the stress on our cells and on our body, and regulate our nervous system and balance it. Yeah, because that's what's going to actually help the cells to be happy. And then, of course, we look at the bioenergetic optimization. So bioenergetic meaning the bioenergetic field of your cell, the communication that happens between the cells, and enhance our cellular communication. So I'm going to go through all of this, yeah, step by step, and I'm going to give you programs specifically for each of these categories. So you can start combining them. This on the bottom is like your mini protocol to start with. Yeah. So if you don't know what programs to do to actually support you, this is the mini protocol. Yeah. So for best practice, have daily support for your energy and ATP production, which are your gold cycles. Some programs for ATP production, we'll take a look at them later. Yeah. Energy program. Yeah. Be it in digital nutrition or gold cycle. And then pure in gold cycle for detox. Yeah. So those are your basic for literally just keeping your cells basically happy. Yeah. You don't have to overcomplicate, and you don't have to, even if you don't have a Healy professional or you don't have all the programs, start simple, because don't overthink it. Simplicity is best. And I still use, after 5 years, I still use gold cycle 3 times a week at least. So they're one of my top programs that I use. So make sure that you do not underestimate your golds. Then detox focus. So if you have detoxification issues, so if you have a lot of toxins in your body, I would encourage you to do a proper detox protocol. And I tend to actually look at that as 3 times a year. Yeah. 3 times a year, or at least twice a year, I do a month and a half of proper detox of my body. I do detox every single day because your body does it every single day. And of course, I look at my lifestyle. What am I eating? How am I naturally detoxing my body? How am I not overloading it with toxins? But to start with, yeah, focus on kidneys, liver, lymphatic system, and circulation. Those are your basic detoxification protocols and programs. You can use kidneys in deep cycle or in meridian, yeah. You can use liver in bioenergetic harmony or meridian, yeah. You can use lymphatic system in the meridian or even in the digital nutrition if you have it. Circulation, you can start with fitness circulation if you need to, and then move on to digital nutrition and everything else. But you can keep it simple to actually help your body detox daily. Cellular repair and anti-aging. Looking at the programs for mitochondria. Gold cycles are great for that. Of course, bioenergetic vitalization also. Digital nutrition, yes. And then connective tissue could be Healy programs in McMaken, could be literally fitness, or was it fitness? No, tissue harmony. Tissue harmony is in the digital nutrition. I think it's bioenergetic harmony that has tissues. So there's basic stuff that you could do for tissue harmony. Skin, yeah, skin. What is the skin program? The skin, not skin harmony, skin something else. Skin energy, skin something. I think I have it in there. That's actually great for tissue, for actually repairing the tissue. Yeah, and tissue meaning cells as well. Yeah, not just tissue as muscles. Regeneration in bioenergetic vitalization, you have regeneration 1, 2, and 3. You have regeneration in your fitness. So all these basic regenerations you can use to regenerate cells. Youthfulness, I like to use the youth program in bioenergetic vitalization or any skin programs, bioinformation even in digital nutrition. Yeah. Then stress and emotional balance. We did the whole section training on stress, yeah, and balance emotionally. But what is the simplest way to do it is coherence. You all have coherence. Yeah, it was done and added free. Yeah. If you want to support your nervous system, bioenergetic boost is great for that, for bioenergetic support. Relax or balance. I use both in Gold Cycle. And any nervous system support. It could be bed rest, it could be vagus nerve on Mag Healy, it could be sleep, it could be balanced sleep in sleep programs, yeah, fine flow. Those are all beautiful programs. Even local stimulation, insomnia, anxiety, all of those work on the vagus nerve and the nervous system. You can even run nerve harmony if you want to, yeah. But I would encourage you to have, and some hormonal balance would be great to actually balance the hormones of the nervous system. But do some exercises with that as well, so you can start lowering the cortisol. You can start literally regulating your nervous system daily, not just, you know, throwing frequencies at your body. Yeah. So those are basic protocols, basic simple things that you can start with. But let's go deeper. So first, we started energy and ATP production. So why do we need it? Yeah, cells, we know they need energy. ATP, it's important for every single thing, and we need to increase it in order to actually have healthy, happy cells. So what programs do we use to increase the ATP production, increase energy in the body and the tissues, boost vitality, cell stimulation, and mitochondria? So I gave you the Healy program, the programs and Mac Healy programs that I tend to go to, and some extra ones that would help with this. Yeah, you're gonna get all of this in my group, so don't stress. Yeah, if you're not a part of the Facebook group yet, I'm posting the link now so you can join. Please answer the question and click the that you agree with the rules. Otherwise, you're not going to get in because it will decline you automatically. Okay, so these are the programs. Some of them that I use regularly for this, as I said, Gold Cycles, my favorite for this. But otherwise, I like to use bioenergetic vitalization. Yeah, that's my favorite to go to, and digital nutrition lately. For me, in digital nutrition, antioxidants, yeah, breath and energy are my favorite ones. I like to use cell harmony in bioenergetic vitalization. And then, of course, the balance pure care in Gold Cycles. Yeah, but I do deep cycles twice a week anyway, so I don't put that. But clean all, or if you want to add on, you know, go to the roots or digest, all that works as well. But clean all is the simplest one that will actually help with the energy production. And Mag Healy, if you have it, I know that you like to charge your water, and I do too, but I tend to really quickly use water programs on myself as well. So I just place the Mag Healy on my body for 10 minutes and I recharge my water in the body. And the bioenergetic detox for me is great, and cell harmony for the energy within the body, because the structured water helps with the cellular communication. Otherwise, I like to use regeneration and vitality in the classic programs. Those are my favorite one as well. Okay, next one is cellular detox and cleansing. So anything to cleanse out of your body, please do not be harsh with your body. Your body If you have overgrowth of bacteria, if you have too many toxins, if you have heavy metals, if you have parasites, if you have anything that does not belong normally into your body, please, please, I beg you, do not try to go with the approach of Western medicine, killing and eliminating everything out of your body forcefully. Because trust me, anything that lives in your body is a part of your community and it's there for a reason. Is there because your body's terrain, your body itself needed that or allowed it to be there. So if you have overgrowth of bacteria or if you have parasites, then you need to look at what is actually allowing, where's the door, what door is open in your house and why is it open? Yeah, so how come all of these things can come into your body? So you need to look at the root cause of why is this happening and changing the terrain of your body before you go and kill everything. Because when you go and kill bacteria and when you go and kill parasites, they have consciousness and they will attack back. And when you kill them, they will release all of the poisons and toxins and heavy metals, and you will get a full-on reaction. So please be gentle with yourself. And if you do have any of those toxins in your body, yeah, make sure that you actually take care of your stomach acid first before you do anything else. And then look at the gut and slowly cleanse that. But we need to understand that the body needs to clean the cells, but it also needs to clean the environment. So there's layers to the detoxification. So why is this important? As we know, cellular waste, so waste and whatever's left in the cells that we don't need. And toxins can also disrupt the cell function. They cause fatigue, they cause inflammation, and they cause disease. So our body is out of balance. And when we detox, and our body knows how to do this regularly and daily. This is not something you need to teach your body. Your body knows how to do it. We just need to give it the right space and time. When we detox, we improve the nutrient absorption in our small intestine, yeah? And of course, if we improve the stomach acid, we also improve the digestion of nutrients, which means that then in the small intestine, they'll be absorbed better. And then, of course, that improves cellular communication because the toxins disrupt the communication, yeah? They lower the energy. So what to look out for here? Yeah, so we are looking at cleansing and detox at the foundational level, so at the cell level. We're looking at lymphatic system. So lymph or lymphatic system in your body is the waste system. It takes out all the waste from the cells into your kidneys. So the kidneys then can alkalize this, take out the waste into your urine and actually alkalize your blood. Yeah, balance the acidic and the pH level of the blood. Yeah, so that's not the same as your pH level of the body. Yeah, so we need to understand that. And then, of course, looking out for your kidneys, liver, and lungs. Those are your major detoxification organs. And if any of these organs are closed and blocked, you will have issues in the gut, you will have issues on the skin, you will have issues a lot of elsewhere. Yeah, I'm not going to go down that path. Many things. Yeah, so then circulation connects with your lymphatic system. So if there's not enough circulation, there's not enough oxygen coming into your cells, there's not enough waste going out of your cells, there's not enough actually how do you call it, movement of your lymph to move out, and actually kidneys can clean it. So make sure that you have enough circulation, and that also means exercise, not just doing frequency. Exercise is the best option for circulation. Then we have acidic-based balance, which is literally connected to your kidneys. So kidneys make sure that the acid and the alkaline parts are balanced. Yeah, we don't have to do that. We just need to figure out what to actually put in our body to help the body eliminate the waste. Because in today's world, we have so many issues because we put too much in and not enough out. Yeah, things are out of balance. And we need to support our pH of the cells and the blood and the body. So here are some programs for Healy. Mag Healy, again, I will post all of this in the group. The things that I normally go to for detox, my go-to are defense, pure in the gold cycle, bacteria or intestine harmony in bioenergetic harmony. If my lymph is not moving, I tend to go to tonsil harmony or the lymphatic system harmony in the digital nutrition, or either meridian, yeah, depending on what my body needs. And what else do I do? Anything else that I do? Oh, and cell harmony bioenergetic vitalization. That's normally what I do for the detox. And of course, you can go deeper. You can do the power of 3 protocol. You can do a deep cycle protocol. All of those are helping you detox the cells and the organs. Yeah, they work on that. And if you ever feel like really, really stuck, I tend to go for deep cycle clean all, go to the roots, or the just all. Those are my favorite ones for a fast detox. Yeah, so if something's not moving properly. Meg Healy, I love the detox program on McMaken. That is one of my favorite ones for detox. Just be mindful if you have a lot of toxins, this one packs a punch. Yeah. So make sure that you are using it sparingly. So do not do that every single day if you are really like congested with toxins. I would encourage you to start deep cycles first, and then do a power of 3 and combine, let's say, twice or 3 times a week the detox program on MAG. That will really combine it to actually help clear out the toxins. But that program is amazing. If you are around a lot of EMFs, electrosensitivity in atmospheric programs in MAG is great to clear out all those tension zigzag frequencies. If you're around of a lot of different people with a lot of intense emotions, energy clearing of the space in atmospheric, or emotions sometimes in the MAG McMaken are good for that too. But in classic, you can do balanced body, you can do cell harmony. Those are really good too, yeah, for detoxification. Okay, next one is cellular repair and regeneration. Now that we've charged the cells, we clean out the cells, now we need to repair them, yeah? Why do we need to repair them? Yeah, well, if we don't repair them, we don't live because the cells don't live then. If we don't repair them, they can't divide and actually create new cells. And when we do repair them and we actually regenerate the cells, we have more and better immune resilience. And we also prevent premature aging. So the more, if for those of you who work with energy will understand that the more energy that moves through and the better the regeneration you have, and I'm not saying working nonstop as an energy healer, having a balance of regeneration and having the energy move through, you will find that your cells in the body regenerate faster. Yeah. So the more energy you have moving through the body, the faster your cells will regenerate. So what are we focusing here on? Immune system, crucial for regeneration. Yeah. It boosts cellular immunity. Regeneration. Yeah. We need to regenerate on a cellular level. And I'll tell you which programs I use normally, because that actually helps with cellular repair. So any cells that are broken, we don't want them to be broken, because if those cells divide, they will divide broken. That means that the more broken cells we have, the broken cells, then the DNA does not divide properly, and we can get mutations long term. Yeah. And of course, connective tissue area. Yeah, we want to support the collagen production, because that is what builds the cell. And of course, the tissue integrity, because that is what builds the membrane around the cell. And of course, usefulness is literally targeting the DNA structure. It's repairing the DNA structure so we don't age, so the cells can actually produce properly. Yeah, and of course, we regenerate better. And then recovery, meaning of any sport, like if we're having sport or going to the gym and we're stretching tissues and muscles, we need to actually have great post-detoxification of the cells. So I'm going to look at some programs for that. So we have Healy and we have Healy programs for here. What I like to use is Defense program in Bioenergetic Harmony 1. That's my go-to because it's been shown actually on the blood cells and the blood samples that it actually separates the blood cells. It actually gives them energy and it lowers inflammation. So that for me, for repair and regeneration, is one of the best programs that I tend to go to. I know it's basic, but I really love it. Bacteria Harmony in the Bioenergetic Harmony 2, that balances the bacteria in the body and actually helps to regenerate the cell and eliminate toxins. And then when I go to regeneration, my bioenergetic vitalization is my go-to. So either regeneration 1, 2, or 3. I tend to go to youth. I tend to go to I sometimes do epigenetic harmonization in bioenergetic vitalization. Otherwise, I do epigenetics in digital nutrition. Of course, care, balance in pure, bioinformation in digital nutrition, antioxidants in digital nutrition. If you have damage from stress, of course, I look at stress support, and exhaustion in digital nutrition is actually a really good one. Or joy of life, I tend to do to lift the serotonin for better regeneration. What else? Classical physical, classical energetic for regeneration of the integrity of the cells within the power of 3. That's sometimes I do. And then Healy, if you want to regenerate tissues, so anything for regeneration of tissues, I like to use McMaken program. So soft tissue, week 1 to 4 is if you have an injury or if you have high inflammation, I tend to go with that one. Otherwise, just soft tissue. Those are all looking at the integration of the tissue, like fascia, tendons, as well as the cell tissue. Then if you have specific things, you can do tendon harmony, but tissue should be fine. And body comfort. Body comfort actually lowers inflammation in the body in McMaken. Otherwise, regeneration, vitality, and classic, I always tend to go for that when I'm regenerating my body. What else did I do? I forgot. Here we have, cell harmony. Yes, cell harmony in water. I like that one. Cell harmony in water is really good for regeneration and the communication between the cells. And again, I use it on my body, but yes, of course, use it for your water if you want to. Okay, stress reduction, nervous system balance. So nervous system is crucial for your cells. If it's not balanced, you're going to be in contraction and your cells are not going to be able to breathe. So we know that chronic stress damages cellular DNA. This is not new. This has been proven again and again and again. So if your DNA, which is literally your data storage, which can store about 2 gigabytes of data, yeah, you need to understand if anything is damaged, your body will not keep its integrity and you will have mutations in the body. So when DNA is damaged, it disrupts the mitochondria, and that in turn weakens your immune system, and that in turn brings other issues in the body, yeah? Because our immune system is our defense. So when we manage stress, we help our cells function optimally and they feel happy. Yeah, so we want to have happy dancing cells. So what are we focusing here on? We are focusing on balancing the nervous system. We're focusing on emotional stress regulation. We're focusing on nervous system itself. Yeah, that doesn't just mean vagus nerve. It means also the nerves in the spine. It means the nerves in the body, in every part of your body. Yeah. And of course, anything that can enhance parasympathetic relaxation, meaning vagus nerve is great. Yeah, because that's what governs everything else. Reducing stress, meaning having lifestyle practices in your life that actually reduce stress, and that will help to heal your cells. And of course, sleep and melatonin production. Those are really, really important parts. If you're not sleeping, you're not regenerating, and your nervous system will be completely out of whack. Yeah, so make sure that if your nervous system is already stressed, make sure that you tackle sleep first if you're not sleeping well. Even if you think you're sleeping well, try programs with sleep first so you can actually start sleeping deeper. Yeah. And producing melatonin, if you wake up in the morning really tired, that means that your nervous system adrenals are probably tired. And if you're going to bed after 10 and you're only getting hungry around 10 in the morning, I will tell you right now, your nervous system and hormones are out of balance. So make sure that you start looking at that. Okay, programs that I use. On Healy, I like to use Hormone Harmony, Bioenergetic something. I don't know if it's one or two. Yeah. Then I use Bioinformation, Joy of Life in Digital Nutrition. What else? Organ Meridian. I like Organ Meridian and Meridians. You can do Nerve Meridian as well to actually balance the nerves. And then bioenergetic vitalization, I do pineal gland because it helps to produce more melatonin for sleeping. And now I do programs on MAG for sleep, and I'll go that later. But what else do I do? Balance, relax on Gold Cycle, bed rest for adrenals and vagus nerve, fine flow for grounding, so you actually reduce the stress on the nervous system and the bioenergetic field. And then inner unity. So mental balance is really important here. Inner unity, or this mental balance, acute and emotional well-being. Those are really good ones to actually balance the stress if it's emotional stress. And of course, Power of Three, other programs as well if you want to. Activation in digital nutrition is good too. Yeah. If you have mental or emotional things, digital nutrition psych is also good. If you're lacking nutrients, that one's good too. On McMaken, my favorite ones for sleep and nervous system regenerations are literally one after another. First, vagus nerve literally before bed, vagus nerve, and right after sleep on McMaken. Those are my sacred, yeah? It really relaxes the vagus nerve. It relaxes and resets your nervous system. It actually helps you sleep deeper, produces melatonin in the body, and actually helps you sleep through the night. That's my magic thing, yeah? And my body just adores it. But of course, you can do other. You have Sleep in Classic. You can do regeneration and vitality to actually support the nervous system's regeneration. You have the tiredness. You have the sound of silence, which actually calms down your nervous system as well and helps you focus so your thoughts are not running too much. You can use water, for example, before stress, after stress, for the information that goes through the structured water into the body. And helps, because helps hormones, because hormones are messengers that go through the nervous system. Yeah, so you can actually have that pathway. You can also do chakra balancing and energy clearing or cleaning. Energy, is it energy clearing or cleaning? Energy cleaning. I think it's energy cleaning. Those in atmospheric, those are also because you're reducing stress from the environment, you're helping your body relax. And of course, please do physical somatic exercises to reset your vagus nerve, to lower your cortisol in the body, to breathe deeply, breathwork exercises, anything that actually helps to reset your nervous system. That's the gist, yeah? And then the last one is bioenergetic optimization and cellular communication. So now we want the cells not to only dance and be happy, but we want them to talk and have fun together. So when we actually have cells that communicate through electromagnetic signals, we need to enhance that signal. Yeah, we need to actually make the cells hear each other. Yeah, so they can actually have a clearer communication. And Healy frequencies actually help to optimize that communication because of the bioenergetic pathways. And this is where I like to use resonance specifically for that. Like, you can use it on any other level, yeah, but I actually love resonance specifically for this communication because it comes from the bioenergetic field. It goes directly into the cell of the bioenergetic field of the cell. So what are we focusing on? Core foundational frequencies for bioenergetic health, Gold Cycle. Yeah, it's literally for anything. Supporting overall energy flow. This is bioenergetic boost. So anything in the bioenergetic support, except the cosmic growth, because that will actually open up some pathways that you don't want. So coherence and bioenergetic boost are really good for that, for energy flow. Cell communication. We want to actually boost our cell communication in enhancing the intercellular messaging, so cells can actually start talking. Meridians. So be it meridians on Healy or meridians on Mac Healy, both enhance the communication of the cells because they enhance the energy flow of the body. So all of them are really important. What else? Deep cycle. So deep cycle is really systemic and it addresses the foundational imbalances. So anything that's not working and the cells are not communicating, it's going to address. But the rest of the programs on Healy that I use is Hormone Harmony and Bioenergetic 1. I use bioenergetic vitalization for this a lot. And my favorite ones are cell harmony, tissue harmony, epigenetic harmonization. That's actually my favorite one. And then sometimes I use pineal gland depending on what I need. But these are actually my favorite one. You can also use cell harmony in bioenergetic defense programs. The deep cycle H, if you're going to do the deep cycles, one of the best ones in the deep cycle for cellular communication is renewal, because it actually renews the entire structure. Yeah. And then Mac Healy, I like to use vagus nerve, and I like to use nerve harmony sometimes, depending if something's clinched. Of course, coherence in the atmospheric, sometimes chakra balancing. And then regeneration and vitality in classic, those are my favorite. But if you want to go to water, cell harmony would be my favorite. You can also do bioenergetic regeneration if you want to. It actually helps to regenerate the bioenergetic field of the cells. And water, when it's structured, it actually goes into the cells because it's in the blood. So that's about it. Yeah, that's the whole shizzles. You have a lot of programs. Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Choose 1 or 2 or 3, stick with that. See the feedback of your body, see how you feel. Please stick to it for 3 to 4 weeks so you can see some changes. Write down some journaling, get the feedbacks. You can do it on your phone if you wish to. There's so many apps now for free that you can do it. But until you actually start looking at this strategically, nothing would really change. So if you're just flopping things around, as always, you need to have an intention of why you're doing certain things and how you're doing it. Okay, now my question to you, if you pop it in the chat, what's one new thing that you've learned today about cellular health? Pop it in the chat before I go into questions. And then I'm just stopping here. Stop sharing so I can take questions. And I'm just going to go here. How can we manage cortisol levels using Healy? Okay, so you guys write in there. I'm going to start answering and I'm going to go back to you what you've learned. So we save time. So cortisol levels. So let's look at this. So instead of going, I want to manage cortisol levels, let's ask ourselves, why is cortisol present? Is it too high or is it being depleted and it's too low? So we need to look at what's really going on in the body. Because a question to me that somebody asked, how can we manage cortisol levels, is why is that needing to be managed? So where is the stress coming from? Why is the stress there? Is it from the emotional trauma? Is it from the outside environment? Is it from the inside environment, meaning either emotional trauma, mental beliefs? So we need to look at the source of it. Yeah. Some really good programs with Healy that you can use to actually support cortisol is anything that relates to your nervous system. So anything that puts your body into parasympathetic nervous system will automatically lower the cortisol, because the cortisol is high when we're in a fight and flight. Yeah. Cortisol is low when we are in literally in rest and digest, which is the parasympathetic nervous system. So when we are lowering the cortisol, meaning that we're going the rest and digest, meaning supporting the vagus nerve, supporting the nervous system, supporting the hormones. Yeah, all of those things are important. And of course, sleep. Those are really important things for cortisol. Okay. ADP production. Learning today. Behavior change most important for cell repair. Yeah. Of course, it needs support as well. But which program to use for? Okay. Good health starts with the cells being healthy in harmony. Yes, happy and healthy cells. I love them. Dancing. The eliminate negative thoughts. Which program to use? We'll take a look at that. Learning today how much deep level communication happens within cells. Cells are mini factories. Yes, they are. They're beautiful. Aha moment I had was when I realized that one cell's illness is directly influencing all the other cells we are community within. Yes, we are. And just so you know, right? I get a lot of people telling me, yeah, but I have overgrowth of bacteria and, you know, I need to attack these bacteria. I need to kill them. Okay. My question to you, if you are thinking this way, is do you know that your body is actually a community of bacteria that literally creates 95% of you? So if you start killing your community that literally builds 95% of who you are, how do you think they're going to feel? I don't think they'll be happy. Yeah. So make sure that you create a communication with your body. Talk to your cells, talk to your bacteria, and, you know, politely ask them to leave. Not going to work that way, but still, you can still ask them and ask them what they need in order to actually balance, and ask the other bacteria that are now feeling threatened by the overgrowth of bacteria. They're hiding in the cave. Ask them what they need in order to come out of the cave so they can be balanced, yeah, and heard. So have a conversation. I know this sounds crazy, but in all honesty, this is how quantum field works. You need to start having conversations with the parts of yourself that you're currently denying. If you're denying a part of yourself, you're never going to be whole. You're never going to heal anything. Yeah? So eliminating things like Western medicine does, it's not going to bring you the results that you need and want. But accepting things that they're there for a reason, because they needed to be there for a certain reason for that part of your life, because you didn't know different and you'd made choices that led you to these decisions and this outcome. But you need to change it, you need to accept it, and you need to be okay with it and now shift it to move it forward. As we know, quantum physics has shown that whatever you change in this moment will change the past and it will change the future. So don't worry about what happened in the past and what is wrong with you. Stop fixing everything. Start accepting it as a whole, and it has a purpose being there in your body right now. So instead of going and looking for programs to fix, try to find programs to balance and to shift. Yeah, because that's where you're going to shift the mentality, and it's going to shift the frequency within your body as well. Okay. Telomere management, bioenergetic vitalization. Yeah, you can take a look at, you can actually take a look at the training I did for bioenergetic vitalization in our group. I literally talk about that. As I said, so autoimmune, that's a really wide question. Yeah, autoimmune what? Yeah, autoimmune is a condition where your body attacks itself. Yeah, because it thinks that your own cells are now a foreign cell in the body because there was a mix-up in the division of cells and they had the wrong information. So we need to go back of what is causing the miscommunication within the cell. So there's a layered approach to that. Yeah, it's not like just one thing, because when we're looking at the autoimmune, we are looking at this is the outcome. So there was so many different elements that contribute to this outcome. So now we need to go back to actually reverse engineer and go, okay, so this led to this, how can I shift this? This led to this, how can I shift this? This led to this, so I can shift this. So we need to literally go backwards. Yeah, so we can't just say this is what's going to work, because it's been layered approach. And normally, depending on what the autoimmune is, but normally everything starts in the gut. So when the gut goes off, then everything else goes off. And then the longer you keep it, the worse it gets. Yeah, so if you start healing your body and eliminating toxins, healing every single layer of your body, eventually your body will shift. Yeah, but you will see that outcome the last. Yeah, you'll need to go layer by layer. Okay, if you have any urgent questions, pop your hands up. Otherwise, I'm just going to go through and see. Cellular health is a must for energy optimization. Yes, it is. Healing cells makes the entire system healed. Yes. You want to have healthy cells, right? Imagine those cells, little cells dancing within your body. Like, imagine that you're going to start, you know, those videos, I don't know if you see them, but you know, when there was this video that mom was dancing and the kid was at the table, and as soon as she started dancing, he started dancing with her. So that's how your cells do it, right? If one cell is dancing, then the second one will dance and the third one will dance, and everybody will be happy. You'll have a proper party in there. I'm not going to answer that one. Okay. Mutation happened already. What also will be helpful? Mutation can happen all the time. Yeah, mutation in cells happens all the time, but it's not one cell that mutates that's a problem. Yeah, we have, for example, mutated cells in what we call C cells, right? I'm not going to say it. In our body all the time. It's not the one cell that is the problem. It's how are you, what environment are you creating for those cells? Yeah, so what is the environment? Is it productive for them, or is it healing for them, or is it contradictory for them? Yeah, is it toxic? So think of it in a bigger picture. You are welcome. Okay, my learning approach, step by step, wonderful protocol to follow. Thank you. Beautiful. You are welcome. How do I get the recordings? Yeah, recordings are always either in my Facebook group or on the YouTube channel from Healy APEC. If experience eczema after starting my Healy Meridian program, what would be recommended to reset again? Okay, so anything on the skin. If you're starting any Healy programs, anything on the skin is your body trying to eliminate toxins. And normally anything on the skin, as I said many times, is connected to your kidneys. Yeah, because kidneys are the ones eliminating toxins. So if you are having this reaction, I would probably assume, yeah, I'm not a doctor, so I can't answer that specifically, but I would assume and probably think, if that would happen to me, that your detoxification pathways are blocked. So you need to actually go on a protocol for detoxification of your kidneys, your lungs, your liver, your gut. So you will actually, and your lymph. So you will actually start eliminating toxins better. Because if your detoxification pathways are blocked, yeah, well, the body will find a way to get the toxins out because it wants to save you. And what better way than the largest organ of your body, which is your skin? Yeah, so make sure that you are opening up your detoxification pathways. For water programs, direct on your body, how much time? Oh, water programs are only 10 minutes. With Mag, like the water program is only 10 minutes. I just pop it anywhere on the body except for your heart and your head. Yeah, so somewhere in my lap. I just pop it directly on me for 10 minutes and that's it. That's how I do it. I'm not saying that that's how you need to do it. I'm just saying this is how I do it. Do our cells die permanently when we cry? Cells die permanently when we cry. I don't understand what do you mean by that? Like, what cells do die when you cry? Because when you cry, I don't know if you know, but the tears that come out, they have a structure based on your emotion. So there's a release of that frequency. But I don't know what cells would die after we cry. So I'm not clear on that. Okay, we have 2 hands and then we are done. Tapan, the stage is yours. How can I help?
Uh, what you have been telling, I was practicing many of these things, like, taking energy in the morning. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I go to the roof and pray to the sun and try to take energy, combining both the things with the sun rising and activating some of these vibrations. But what is happening last 3 months? I'm facing some problems. My weight has I have lost weight, and my vigor also. I'm trying all these things. What you said, mostly I'm doing this. I have got a problem with this weight loss and energy problem also very recently. And I'm suffering from this hernia problems. So maybe I will have to go for operation for hernia. But I am taking the program of Hill Advisor for hernia for last 3 months. Every day I take two programs from there. But this weight loss is worrying me. I'm going to consult doctor tomorrow. There is appointment.
I'm sorry to hear that, but is there a question that you wanted to ask, or?
Yes, I want to have your view. How can I do it better for getting this weight gain and the energy? But I'm following all
Well,
these things. Energy
well,
program.
that's a complex question. So because I don't know your history, I don't know your body, I don't
Yeah.
know what's really
Yes.
going on in your body. So for me to say what to do for energy, like I can give you basic things, what I would do, but that doesn't mean that will work directly for you. Because obviously there's something, if I when I'm listening to you and I'm hearing, and what I'm hearing is there's something else going on in the body. Yeah, so it's not just the energy effect. So my question would be to ask yourself is why is the body losing energy? So what is it causing the body to lose energy so fast, and why is it using the fat, and the is depending, is it losing fat or is it losing muscle? So there's so many different things that and why is it body using that? So where's the challenge? So there's so many questions that I can't really answer to that. But if you want to actually just do the energetics, you can start with basic of energy in gold cycle. You can look at the detoxification, pathways, what is influencing the cells, and how are you eating? There's so many questions that are unanswered here. So that's quite a broad question that I can't really answer directly. But if I would say anything to help the energy production, as I say, toxins are huge disruptors. Yeah. So looking at what is causing the disruption of communication in the body, that will be first question. And then looking at how to actually regenerate, trying deep cycles, or trying, looking at the root cause of what's going on. So, but this is too broad. So I will leave that for your doctor to actually answer.
Thank you very much. But I'm following almost what you said. I'm trying all these things. I'm asking myself that what is the problem, why it is happening, and trying to do and getting result in some cases, but not getting. I was really wonderful. I am about 84, and till now I was wonderful in every respect. But this has started last 3 months, where I started losing weight and this bigger
I'm sorry to
also.
hear. I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you find the resolution that you are looking for.
I'm sure that I will find out where, and I'm constantly trying. The way you said, most of the things trying to follow.
I'm glad that you are inspired, and that you
Yeah.
are inspired to do that in your life and take care of you. Thank you for sharing and for your question. And I'll go to
Right.
the next one. Thanks so much and good luck. Okay, and okay, please forgive me if I pronounce this completely wrong. Himanshu, hopefully I pronounced that correctly at all. Himanshu?
Yeah, that's right. Himanshu,
Okay.
that's right.
Sorry for that. Himanshu, how can I
Thank you.
help?
Yeah, I'm from India. I have two questions for you. One, I've got a Obsidian kit with me, the Magili and the Obsidian kit. The whole kit is there. So I have all the programs. So
Yes.
I'd like to know whether I should compulsorily follow the goal cycle fully and then start with Magili, or I can start Magili using Magili directly for sleep and other purposes.
You can start Meg Healy as well. I would. So are you completely new?
Yes, I just got it 1 month back.
1 month. So you've been using the Healy 1 month or not at all?
No, last 1 week, 10 days only I've been using Healy.
Ah, okay. Then I would recommend you to actually do a gold cycle protocol for a month and then move on to deep cycle protocol for 4 months. Yeah. And then if you want it, if depending on what your situation is, I would then recommend
Hmm.
Power of 3. But you can use Meg Healy in between. Yeah, because it's a completely different application of frequencies.
Okay. So goal
And
cycle
you
for a
have,
month, deep
yeah, so you
cycle
have
for a
all the
month, and then
you have the deep cycle and the Power of 3 protocols in the Facebook group as training. So you can look at all the protocols, you can look at all the trainings that I've done specifically on those. For the gold cycle, you can do either 1 or 2 programs. I'm actually going to do another training coming, and we're going to look at the where to start and all the protocols and why to actually do them. So that's something that's coming as well. But
that
just
would be
start with
that'd be very nice.
Start with gold cycle, 1 to 2 programs per day. And if you go into the Facebook group that I've shared the link in the chat, just look at the gold cycle in a spiral. You'll see if you search in the group, just search gold cycle, and there will be like a photo with the gold cycle programs, and there will be a spiral by chakras. So the programs actually beautifully coincide with systemic chakra system as well in the body. And if you follow the spiral, it will actually help the body balance and regenerate.
One more question. Irrespective of any age, the goal cycle protocol can be followed for elders also, right?
Elders, yes. So
my
unless
mom and
it's a
dad are 80
child,
years old.
yeah,
No,
that
they
should
are
be
80
okay.
years old, my mom and dad. That should be okay.
Yeah, of course.
So there's no specific
Just
point,
be
any
gentle.
particular precautions?
Except if they have you need to talk to the person that actually sold you the Healy. They will tell you all the contraindications, who you can use it with and who not. But at the same time, just be mindful with anyone that's younger or elderly, especially elderly if they've been having a lot of issues for a long time. Just be gentle with frequency. Start with 1 program per day, and then move on to 2, and maybe gold cycles you can do for 2 months for them, just longer period and more gentle, so they can help that body detox things slower, so it's not too intense for them with frequency. Yes,
that should be good. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
And can you share your Facebook ID again on the chat, ma'am?
Yeah, it's somebody. Sanyo just shared the link in here.
Yeah, exactly.
2 people already, so you can take a look at it. Yeah, no worries.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Bye. Thank you guys for sharing and helping me out. Okay, and Dr. C, a question or sharing today?
As you told, the gut health plays a major role because the people are majority not aware of the gut health. There are, as you were told, majority of the disease, majority of the imbalance. If you keep our gut health healthy, majority of our imbalance we can avoid, because there are so many research. It is mainly related with the mental imbalance. Anything related with the mind, or you can say everything because of the communication with the brain. So this one, gut health, we are made up of trillions of microbes, not that one. So that even for that, all you can any mental condition, and especially the neurochemicals, all the neurochemicals, production of the neurochemicals, and even for the special children, they are telling that it is related to the gut health, mental disease, even depression and other condition also. So the maintenance of the gut health is a main thing. We can maintain by the diet and the lifestyle. So much of things, but one is the Healy and McHealy. It will do wonders for the imbalance.
Completely. And there's a combination as well. We need to look at it. In my view and my
Yeah.
experience is that suppressed emotions can alter the microbiome in our gut. So we need
Yes.
to combine suppressed emotions with the
Yeah.
balance of the gut and the
Yes.
physical support of the gut. So if we don't do both, then
Yes,
you
yes.
can heal the gut, but then as soon as a trigger comes up, a trauma comes up,
Yes,
it's
yes.
going to change the microbiome again, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole thing is out of balance again. So we
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to understand that everything, in my view, happens with frequency of the emotion, and that
Yeah.
puts everything else out of balance within the body. And if we
Yeah.
don't target that and at the same time balance the physical body, nothing else changes.
Yeah, even the autoimmune disorder is also related with the gut health. There are so many
Yes.
things. That is, we can speak in volumes about the gut health. That is
and we had a whole training on it already, so we're gonna leave it there. But thank you, Dr. C. I love your input, and I love your sharing.
because
Always.
I am using that gut health for all my therapy.
Yep. And there's so many gut programs in our Healy and Meg Healy.
Yes.
So many things that we can take a look at. And Power of Three protocol is done
Yes.
especially for that. So there's so many things we could do.
Yeah, intestinal flora, this one, and the Power of Three. There are so many programs that
Yep. It's specifically for the gut. But and I would definitely recommend whoever heals the gut. I always say the protocols, but if that's something that's anybody's interested in, we can talk about it in the group. But for me, I do gut cleansing twice a year. And always looking at that, and always looking at the emotional level as well at the same time when I'm cleansing. And it's really important. And I do fasting regularly, because that also cleans all the old cells out. We just need to do it properly, because fasting for women is different than fasting for men. So there's so many different layers we can go into, but we need to understand that when we give our digestive system a break, it can actually regenerate itself, because the gut cells are the fastest regenerating cells in our body. They regenerate themselves in 5 days. So you literally, if you do not disturb and you don't have any stress, you have a new gut in 5 days. That's how it is. And our body is powerful. So, but unfortunately, we don't live in a fairy tale, right? We live in a stressful world. So in 5 days, you can't really regenerate your gut. Ideally, it would be good. But yeah, gut health is an important thing, together with emotion, definitely. And it always is a holistic approach. But thank you, Dr. C. You're amazing. I always love listening to you. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have the last one. Please forgive me if I pronounce this incorrectly. Sushma Ribeiro. Sushma, is that correct?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hope I pronounced this correctly.
Yeah, you pronounced it absolutely right.
Perfect, Sushma.
So you have to get it right one time. Okay, I have a niece. We just purchased the Healy and Mag Healy both. And
Welcome to the Power
niece,
Frequency family.
yeah, so we have a problem. My niece just got a report on the day we got the Healy, and she got an enlarged ovary. She's only 22. She had PCOS, but now how do we use these devices to help her?
Okay, so this I can't really answer medically specifically for that, but I can share my experience. I had PCOS and endometriosis, and I've healed both. So this is my experience, and I can share mine. But anything that it is with reproductive organs, especially with women, it is going to be a combination of different things. First of all, insulin is crucial. Yeah, insulin hormone for women's reproductive health is crucial. And if insulin is, especially with PCOS, is insulin resistance, which is meaning that your body, her body or our body, doesn't know how to actually utilize the energy, yeah, that is given through glucose. So we have like high insulin or high glucose spikes, which actually disturb the nervous system, which push our hormones out of balance, which pushes the estrogen up and progesterone down because there's too much cortisol, which is a lot of stress in the body. So there's a complex issue there. So what I would say is definitely diet. Yeah, diet is crucial. And there's beautiful programs in Healy, Meg Healy, that you could use. So ovary health in McMaken for women, there's hormone balance, there's hormone harmony, sorry, there's balance in the gold cycle. You can also go to Heal Advisor search app, and you can literally just write in PCOS or whatever you would like to, and it will come up with a list of programs. But if you are completely new, if that's correct, right? You just got your Healy. Is that correct? Oh, you need to unmute yourself again. So keep yourself unmuted so we can have a conversation.
We just got it about 10 days ago.
Okay, so strike all of that. So if you just got it, there's going to be a huge detoxification period for her. So make sure that you go on protocols, yeah? Because if she wants to reverse this and wants to actually really allow the body to heal this, she needs to actually go through a huge detox. Yeah, there's a lot of toxins in her body, meaning from physical toxins, from emotional toxins, from emotional trauma in the body, because that is what influences the reproductive organs for females. Yeah. So it's really important to actually do the gold cycle first for a month. I would even do 2 months for her. And then go on deep cycle for a month, or do the longer protocol of 6 weeks. And you can find all these trainings in the Facebook group. You can ask questions. You can tag me in there if you have any questions. But there's so many things in there, and we have beautiful people that support everyone in there. So it's a gorgeous community. But you can find all of that information in there. But I'm just saying, this is my experience. I have reversed all of that. I have done this before I got Healy, so I used my own energy, but frequency is beautiful for regeneration of the cells either way. Yeah, and it's beautiful for detoxification, and I use it regularly for 5 years already, and it helps me tremendously.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Thank you. Okay, so that's it. We are over time today. If you have any other questions, please pop them into our beautiful, beautiful Facebook group, Freedom Rich Frequency Quantum Community. You can find the link in the chat from all these beautiful people that are sharing it. Please, please, please answer the questions, and please click that tick for you to agree the rules to the group, because otherwise you will not be accepted, and then I can't follow you up because you're not in the system, because you'll be declined automatically. So make sure that you are there, and if you answer all of that, you're going to be automatically in the group, and you can look at all the trainings. I've been doing them for 2 years now. You have more than enough material, yeah, for almost the rest of your life. Seriously, we covered literally almost every topic, and we still have the whole year to go. So any specific questions, please ask them in the group. I will help and jump in as much as I can. I have been a bit unwell for the last week, processing a lot of things for myself, so I haven't been really on top of the messages. So if you have sent me a message, I'm sorry if I have not replied yet. I will get in time, hopefully next week. I'll get to there. But if anything else, next week is Christy's training, and we are in April. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. I don't know where this time went. But thank you for coming tonight. I am honored that you are here. And I will be seeing you in 2 weeks. And of course, there's lots of trainings coming. And as I said before, I know we've been talking about how to start and what protocols to do. So I am planning a training to actually guide you through all of that and give you a bit of beautiful guide for you to follow, and maybe give you some exercises that I normally do in there as well, so you can actually start literally moving things within the body. Yeah, because I know you've been asking for that as well. So I'll be seeing you 2 weeks. You'll see Christy next week, but thank you for coming. I'm honored that you are here every Thursday with me, and I will be seeing you 2 weeks. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye bye.